Hello, friends, and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers. This time, taking a look at Titan's Return, Voyager class Octone, also known as Octane, apparently. And yeah, I actually, a while ago, was able to luck out and just found this guy plus a Blitzwing at the Target that's like a few blocks from our apartment. Was not expecting that, but here we go. And I'm starting with Octone because, I don't know, he's just the one I grabbed off the shelf of the two of them first. But yeah, I want to say I have mixed feelings about Octone, but I really don't. I think Octone is fantastic. It's just, there's one thing, well, okay, two things that bug me about Octone. One, his Titan Master sled gun is stupid and annoying, and I hate it. The rifle that he comes with that's like an actual rifle and not meant to hold a Titan Master is so much nicer. The other thing that bugs me is this truck cab section. Just getting this out of the way right now. Because, yeah. See this? See how, see how that is? That's just kind of what I'm stuck with. Because I try and push it together, it does not stay. And at first I thought it was because of the transformation. I thought having the tail section of the plane in there is what was making it not peg together properly. But no, it's the peg itself. The peg just doesn't hold in. Like, I've actually tried putting this together with the tail section not in there, and it just does not hold. It absolutely does not hold. And that really bugs me because this... yeah. But ignoring that, it's a very nice truck. Although I will say, going by the box art, there should be some yellow detail on the front here, and it's not there. So, thanks, Hasbro. But yeah, no, I do really like this truck mode, and like a lot of people were saying with the Voyager Prime that came out for Titan's Return, this is totally what it was meant to be. Now, I have no prior experience with any Octane, whatever. I have no prior experience with any Octane toys, be they third party or otherwise. I wasn't even really aware of this character's existence. I was familiar with Blitzwing, but never really knew about this guy until just watching videos fairly recently of like Provider and stuff like that. So no real expectations going into this. But yeah, I do really like this truck mode aside from this nonsense. It's pretty well detailed too. Like, there's not a ton of paint all over. It's like mostly like you got the sticker details on the side here, but enough different sections are picked out with color separation that I do really dig it. Like how the front here is purple, but then you've got the black for the grille, and then you've got the wheel well is white, gas tanks are white, but then the smokestacks, at least the top and bottom of the smokestacks, are silver. You got the silver windows, you got the nice white tank on the back there, a little purple around here, and then you got the black wheels, which, yeah, you know me, it would be nice if those were painted silver, but whatever. So yeah, it's a pretty nice looking truck. On the underside, you don't really see much in the way of the robot or the plane, but yeah, I do quite like Octone's truck mode. If it weren't for the fact that the front doesn't peg together, I'd probably be more inclined to call it my favorite of his two alt modes, like right off the bat, but because of that, it's a little bit of a toss-up. But anyway, yeah, the color's nice. I like the sort of slightly off-white, dark, almost bluish gray and purple color scheme that they got going here. I think that looks really nice. And of course, it's a Titan's Return figure, so there's a fair bit of nice molded details in there. And I don't really know if this grid, like grading section here, is meant to serve any kind of purpose as like a, you know, a truck thing, but it's a nice detail that I do like. And on the top, there are these weird kind of hatches, which I guess kind of makes sense. Like, it might be where you'd put the, because the trailer on the back here, it's meant for hauling liquid as far as I can tell, and so it would make sense you'd have hatches on top to you know, pour the liquid in. So that is that. Take a very quick look at the Titan Master, because, you know, I don't really care about the Titan Masters. Not a bad looking Titan Master, though. I quite like the kind of torso detail they've got going on here. Can't really see the head that well. Probably be able to see it easier during editing. But, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad looking Titan Master. It's, you know, completely devoid of paint, as they tend to be, but at least there is some color separation with, like, the grayish thighs as opposed to the white shins and torso, and then, like, the purple head. But yeah, just tiny detailing wise, looks pretty good. And then, of course, you've got face on the back, because you always do. Alright, so that's that. Oh, I meant to throw him off. I'll throw him off to that side. There we go. So yeah, let's do some size comparisons real quick, then get him into a jet mode. And not going to do anything fancy for the size comparisons this time around. So here we have Truck and Titan's Return Deluxe, Trigger Happy, and Samus. And then, just for the sake, we'll do this, so you can see how long the truck mode is, because that's what's important, right? Okay. Get these all out of here. Alright, so that's it for the truck. Like I said, looks good. Now let's take a look at the plane. Okay, that was a little awkward. Sorry, I kind of forgot how the wings are supposed to go because they're a little bit tricky. And I will also say, having the truck bits turned up like this, that is totally a fan mode thing. I just kind of prefer the way that looks. I just think that looks a little bit cleaner. But anyway, here we have Octone's jet mode, and I do like this jet mode too. Honestly, I didn't have a problem with Optimus Prime's jet mode from the same mold, but I do actually think Octone's looks better. It works better as like a large, almost cargo plane look as opposed to Prime's, which is more of like a jet fighter, because the proportions were a bit weirder for that. I mean, the proportions are still off here. Like, this tail section needs to be much longer. These wings need to be much bigger, but it doesn't look bad. I actually really like just the kind of large intakes that they kind of were able to fake here. And the fuselage section, and the wings do look nice. They're too small, but they look nice. And yeah, I mean, same color scheme. Bit more of the white, bit less of the purple on display here. Mostly because of the way these flip around, and you kind of hide most of the truck under the wings, so you don't really get much of that dark bluish gray. Yeah, I actually quite like the jet mode. And for a quick size comparison, there he is with Trigger Happy and Samus. And again, the plane really isn't that much different in terms of dimensions than the truck. It's just I'll get these out of the way. It's just in truck mode, it's like slightly higher off the ground. Or no, it's not even higher off the ground because the wheels are still under there. But like this is gone and then this is out a little further. So yeah, this is not a whole lot different. But still, it is not a bad looking plane. Try and pan up here so you can get a slightly better look. All right. So at this point, I guess there's not much else to do but get him to robot mode. Real quick before we do robot mode, I should mention, pretty much just like the truck mode, the way you put the Titan Master is just toss him in there. It's just instead of facing this way, he's facing this way. So, yeah, not much new there. Anyway, robot mode. Okay, note to self, practice a little bit more with the transformations for some of these figures before jumping right into a video, because it has been a little while since I transformed Octone, and it probably showed in that. So my apologies. Yeah. Gonna try not to mess up like that again in the future. Anyway, Titans Return Octone. This is very cool. I really, really like the way this looks. For now, tuck those back down. And yeah, this is great. Like, I have no particular fondness or affinity for the character. Like I said, I really didn't even know Octane, or Octone in this case, existed until recently. But this looks good. Now here you've got much, much more of the white and purple kind of going on, which again does work. It still has a little bit of the different colors from the truck mode and the jet. I mean, it's mostly the truck that has all the different colors, but the jet has some of them too. And yeah, it works really well. It's a really cool color scheme, and I do like the wings in the back there. Make for an interesting silhouette. The shoulder pylons, kind of take it or leave it, but, you know, I don't think they look bad. It's funny. It doesn't really feel like there's a ton of paint on this guy, but it doesn't really bother me. Like, there's so much stark white going on right along the legs here. It looks like just little purple feet, little purple bits here, and that's it. Like, I feel like maybe the shins could have been painted or even have, like, stickers a little bit. And the same with, like, the forearms are just, like, straight up purple. Nothing interesting going on color-wise there, but then they're broken up by the off-white, white, whatever, bicep, and then back to the purple. So, like, even though there's not a whole lot of color, kind of like little detail colors, like, it's broken up well enough that it doesn't really bother me. One thing that I do think is pretty interesting, though, the button on his stomach that pops up little head thingies actually has the yellow stripes that are supposed to be on the hood of the truck. So that's, I'm just kind of wondering, you know, if that detail is there, why couldn't they have put that detail on the hood of the truck? I don't know. But there it is. So, his back is all out of whack. There we go. There we go. That'll do it. So let's look at that face. If he wants to stand. There we go. Now, as I've said like 5 times during this video, I have no prior experience with Octane or Octone or Tankor, I think he was called at one point, as a character. But I do like that head. I like how the shape is nice. It's very kind of distinct. Has that like pointy bad guy chin. But yeah, it's a distinct head that isn't like busy. Because sometimes, you get heads that are too plain, sometimes you get ones that are too busy. This one just works. Like just the nice purple helmet, silver face, little I guess that's red for eyes. Kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it looks good. It's a nice kind of semi-gaunt face under a very angular helmet. He looks like a bad guy, but not like a scary bad guy per se. He looks more like a Loki than a Thanatos, I guess we'll say, or Thanos. I don't know why I don't know why I'm making those particular comparisons, but hopefully you all know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, he looks good. I like the proportions here too, like the slightly larger shin area and like calf area, but then like, yeah, just overall, just the length of the arms, the length of the legs, it's all good. It doesn't have that problem that the Last Night Voyager Prime had, where he has like his knees are up here. So yeah, I very much like this figure. He is neat. And then he does have the pop-up head thingies that, it's pretty much like the head on Astro Train, where you can turn it ever so slightly. And then you get a little bit more turning in there. And I don't know that these are necessary. Like they kind of work and kind of don't. It really depends on what angle you look at them from. Yeah. Anyway, how about we do the size thing? So there we have Octone, and here we have our Deluxe, Trigger Happy, and Samus. And yeah, I mean, Octone is Voyager size, so no surprise there. But man, he does look good. I mean, he's got issues in terms of paint, not a lot of small details, but he's also a triple changer. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they can kind of get a pass on that. And like I said, like the color breakup is nice. There could be more, but it's okay. And honestly, one of the things that really stands out to me about this, just the color scheme and Octone in general, is the fact that the shades that they use really help those molded details to come out. Like, you don't see too much in the chest. Like, you have to get kind of close to see the details in the chest. But even from this distance, you can easily see a lot of the details in the legs, in the arms, the shoulders. And bringing them closer, of course, you can see some really, really nice molding in there. I also think it's kind of neat how, even though the plane looks totally different on the outside, they actually molded the inside here. It almost looks like they put little windows in there. Yeah, it adds some nice kind of textural detail to the inside of his legs, even if they do have like a little bit of a hollowness to them. He has a very nice silhouette. I do quite like Octone. So yeah, he is great. It's just that truck cab not pegging together. Drives me nuts. But I have him displayed in robot mode mostly, so it's not that big a deal. And really the only gripe I have with robot mode, aside from the color, is I do kind of wish that these wheels could like fold up and just kind of fill in here, because I mean, it's not terrible having them like that, but it just, like, his forearms are a little bit Popeye bulky, and it just kind of, I don't know. They're not distracting, but I feel like that would just clean him up just a little bit more. But yeah, it's still fine, because he's still very cool. And I'm very glad I impulse got him when I was at Target and saw him and was just like, yes, he's coming home with me, because he's neat. And, you know, spoilers, but he looks pretty good standing next to Blitzwing. That is coming. Have I mentioned how much I dislike having to record the audio for these videos separately? I feel like I should have mentioned that at some point, because, ugh. I won't bore you with the details. Suffice to say, once Audacity hits about 30 minutes of recording time, then the audio gets completely borked, and I lost track of time, my audio got borked, and here we are with an awkward jump cut. Anyway, as I was saying, as annoying as the issue is with the front of the truck not pegging together properly, it's not that big a deal because I have him displayed in robot mode all the time anyway, and it's a really nice robot mode. that's really all that I can ask for. He looks great, and I mean, I have no Optimus Prime to compare him to, so sorry, but for my money, if it came down to getting either Octone or Optimus Prime, I would absolutely get Octone, because this is great. I mean, obviously this is what the character was, or what the figure was meant to be in the first place, but just like the way they did the colors, the molding, the silhouette this guy gives, like just this very simple pose looks great. Looks just so cool. And I love his silhouette. Like, the shoulder pylons, take him or leave him, but I really do like that wing, the wings that he's got going on in the back there, just coupled with everything else. He is a really nice looking robot. Anyway, I'm getting to that point where I'm saying the same stuff over and over again, so that means it's time to say goodbye for now. So, thank you everybody for watching. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is 3 times more than meets the eye, I guess. I don't know. Math. Bleh. Triple changer joke. Something. I'm done.